part of art is the process of making. But there are other critical aspects. Number one is letting go. Excuse me. One of the critical aspects of making is finishing, and part of that means determining what these objects or these things end up being and what their role ends up being. So I think for me, this part of this project has been very much about that last breath of this idea and that most personal part of this idea. So, that process of letting go. So it's kind of irrelevant if this is part of my show or not. What's important is that I've gone through the whole process of making. So, I really want them to be in my show. This is my choice, but when I get there and I put the paintings up on the wall, if this dominates those paintings, then obviously I'm going to have to make a better choice.
Right.
And I think really that should be part of what we do,
Right.
That I have to, not only do I have to choose the objects I make and how I make them and so on and so forth, but I also have to choose how those objects physically relate to each other in any given space. And there are going to be many times when they don't, One can overshadow another, one can undermine rather than underscore. So there are a lot of different aspects that I think I have to think about. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it definitely makes sense. I think, from talking to all these different people, it's really interesting when, part of the creative process is sort of boiling things down. So it's not like you're just making and making and making. It's like you have to sort of make, and then you have to sort of cook it down. You have to look at what you're doing, and then sort of from all these different directions, lean one way or the other and steer it. And that's tough. That's, sometimes the hardest thing can be deciding, what pieces to connect, because there's so many, so many things.
Well, I think that it's all about making good choices and good decisions. And I can't honestly tell you that I'm particularly good at that, because, I have such a sense of ownership and such a sense of commitment to it that I'm not entirely objective. In fact, when I met with my committee and actually showed them this, I really thought they were just going to be like, oh, this is the most fabulous thing ever, because in my mind,